You have probably seen it in hundreds of American movies. A bright yellow bus stops on a quiet suburban street, its red lights begin flashing, and children carrying backpacks climb inside. But why are American school buses always yellow? The simple answer is safety. But the complete story involves rural schools, dangerous roads, a historic meeting in New York, strict traffic laws, and a transportation system that became one of the most recognizable symbols of American childhood. Before the 1930s, transporting children to school in the United States was far less organized. Some students rode in ordinary trucks, wooden wagons, or vehicles built by local companies. Their sizes, shapes, colors, and safety features could be completely different. This became a serious problem as American schools began combining small rural classrooms into larger centralized schools. Children now had to travel longer distances, sometimes across several miles of countryside, which created a growing need for reliable school transportation. In 1939, an American education specialist named Frank Sear decided that the country needed common standards. He organized a conference at Columbia University that brought together school officials, transportation experts, bus manufacturers, and paint companies. During that meeting, the participants agreed on dozens of standards covering the construction and operation of school buses. But one decision became more famous than all the others. These vehicles needed one instantly recognizable color. The experts examined several possible colors before selecting a very specific yellow-orange shade. It eventually became officially known as National School Bus Glossy Yellow, although almost everyone simply calls it School Bus Yellow. Yellow was not selected because children liked it or because it looked cheerful. The main reason was visibility. This particular shade could be noticed quickly during early mornings, late afternoons, fog, rain, and other conditions when drivers might struggle to see clearly. The designers also discovered that large black letters were especially easy to read against the yellow background. This meant drivers could recognize both the vehicle and the words, "school bus," from a greater distance. But visibility was only one part of the idea. By giving school buses a unique and standardized appearance, the system trained every driver to react immediately. Seeing the yellow shape ahead tells an American motorist that children may be nearby. An American school bus is therefore designed to function almost like a moving traffic signal. When it approaches a stop, yellow warning lights begin flashing, telling nearby drivers that the bus is preparing to pick up or release children. Once the bus stops, its red lights start flashing and a mechanical stop sign extends from its side. In every American state, drivers are prohibited from passing while the stop arm is extended and the red lights are operating. This rule exists because the most dangerous part of a school bus journey is often not the ride itself. The greatest risk appears when children step off the bus and must walk near, or sometimes cross, a road. Young children may suddenly run, become distracted, or disappear into the bus driver's blind spots. Other motorists may also have difficulty seeing them behind such a large vehicle. Stopping traffic creates a temporary protected zone around the children. The bus driver follows a carefully controlled routine. Before opening the door, the driver checks surrounding traffic, activates the warning system, and watches students as they enter or leave. Children are usually taught to wait for the driver's signal before crossing. The construction of the bus itself is also unusual. American school buses have high passenger bodies, reinforced structures, emergency exits, special mirrors, flashing lights, reflective markings, and seats designed specifically to protect children during a collision. One surprising detail is that many large school buses do not have traditional seat belts for every passenger. Instead, they often use a safety concept called compartmentalization, with closely spaced rows and tall, energy-absorbing padded seat backs. The idea is to create a series of protective compartments around passengers. It works somewhat like placing an egg inside a padded box. The surrounding structure helps absorb energy and prevents the passenger from moving too far during a crash. Requirements can differ depending on the size of the bus and the state. Smaller school buses generally require seat belts, while some states also require them on larger buses. The debate over expanding their use continues. Another reason school buses are so important is the geography of the United States. Many American families live in suburbs, small towns, or rural areas where walking to school would be difficult, unsafe, or simply impossible. Unlike children living near a dense European city center, an American student may live several miles from school. There may be no sidewalks, no nearby public transportation, and no safe walking route along wide suburban or country roads. Because of this, the yellow bus connects thousands of neighborhoods to public schools every morning. It allows children to attend school even when their parents cannot drive them, and when ordinary public transportation does not serve their area. The system is also connected to the idea that public education should be accessible. In many communities, the bus is not an optional luxury. It is a necessary link between a student's home and the classroom. School bus routes can be surprisingly complicated. Transportation departments must consider student addresses, school schedules, road conditions, vehicle capacity, travel time, special educational needs, and safe locations for children to wait. Every morning, buses spread through American neighborhoods before most adults begin work. They stop at street corners, apartment complexes, farms, and suburban houses, collecting students before delivering them to different schools. Then, in the afternoon, the entire process happens in reverse. This daily rhythm has made the yellow bus deeply connected to memories of childhood, sleepy mornings, noisy conversations, friendships, school trips, and the excitement of the final ride before summer vacation. That is why the yellow school bus appears so often in American movies and television. Filmmakers can show it for only a few seconds, and the audience immediately understands the setting: American childhood, school, suburbia, and everyday family life. It has become more than a vehicle. Its shape and color can represent innocence, growing up, independence, and even nostalgia. For many Americans, remembering school also means remembering the sound of the bus arriving outside. However, the system is not perfect. School districts must deal with driver shortages, long routes, maintenance expenses, traffic congestion, and aging vehicles. Some children may spend a significant amount of time traveling every day. New technology is gradually changing the traditional school bus. Many vehicles now use GPS tracking, onboard cameras, electronic attendance systems, improved exterior cameras, and apps that allow parents to follow the location of their child's bus. Electric school buses are also becoming more visible. They can reduce exhaust pollution and noise, especially around schools where large numbers of children gather. But their price and the cost of charging infrastructure remain important challenges. Even as the technology changes, the yellow color is unlikely to disappear. It has spent decades teaching drivers exactly what it means. Changing it would weaken one of the most powerful visual warning systems on American roads. So why are American school buses yellow? Because one standardized color made them easier to see, easier to identify, and safer around children. But over time, that practical safety decision became something much larger. Today, the yellow school bus is simultaneously a transportation network, a protected space for students, a warning sign for drivers, and one of the strongest symbols of American childhood. The next time you see one in an American movie, look beyond the color. That familiar yellow bus represents more than a journey to school. It represents an entire system designed to bring millions of children safely from their homes to their classrooms.